Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right in my living room where I do what I do for you. The lab got to get some heat. It's cold out there. But here we go. Writers in 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message in the story for life. These are life lessons. All you got to do is tune in. I'm going to give them to you. I see you doing that. I appreciate it. But today, Right Thinking's mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, spiritually getting to know yourself from the inside. Right Thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka knowing thyself. That's important. The question that you should always be prepared to answer and should know for yourself. Know thyself is the goal for all right thinkers. Why? Not to learn that. And if you know yourself, you get to know somebody else. Here you go. A person who knows not and knows not that they even know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach you. Tune in. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. It's okay. I can wake them up. I'm like the spiritual alarm clock with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. You have to have balance in your life. You will never reach the state of bliss without balance. Yeah, let's talk about it. We're going to do Blissed Out Part 2. Right thinkers, let's talk about being blissed out. I started Part 1. The reason I had to make it two-parter because I ran out of room on my tape, so this is Part 2. I'm going to take it from where I left off at. I think last thing I said was, I am blissed out. Okay? Okay, I'm learning how to stay in that state of being all the time. Meaning I want to stay right here. I want to stay in this place where I feel good. I'm engulfed in the grace of spiritual understanding of myself, and it just feels good. It's a good state of mind. It's a good place to be. That's what being blissed out is all about. Personally, it's like total spiritual enlightenment is finding bliss. Same thing. Once you know God for yourself, once you had that experience of God, I had mine 2015. Remember it like it was yesterday. And I remember telling my brother, yo, man, I talked to God. You can tell people that? Mm-hmm. So I've been doing that ever since. All right, but watch this. When you reach Nihas, I tell you, Egyptians, we call it Nihas. Christians, they call it Christhood. Anointed. The Indians, they call it Nirvana, Mahdi. All these names meaning you have knowledge of self. That's all it is. So in the Indians, blissed out is a good term. So I coined it, liked it. I'm gonna share it with the concept that I have about it. When you know yourself, you have reached that blissful state of being, awakening, realizing God and I are one. That's the most beautiful thing you can have. Some people say, I'd rather have orgasm. Better. Because it lasts. That orgasm, and then it's gone. And then you want to, no, bliss, it's just smooth sailing. And when you get there, all you want to do is share it with others. I know, I see my girl, she be just in it. And I love that because that's what's true. And that's spiritual living. That's spiritual lifestyle. All right? Right thinking philosophy masters reach that state of bliss when you obtain your spiritual awakening. That's the beauty part. Okay? Spirit and knowledge is what it takes to obtain that state of being. The spirit drives you in getting knowledge and having understanding, and gaining knowledge of self will help that along the way. Your chakras are working, your intellect is going, you're living, you're doing, you're speaking Makadu, your third eye open, and then the seventh round of chakra, the seventh round, seventh planet, seven lotus planets blossom like rockets, and it's an experience that if you had it, you know. If you asking, you haven't had it. I'm just saying, no offense. All right, watch this. Bliss, that state of being, that right thinking philosophy will help you reach in time with practice daily. It happens over a period of time of putting in your work. Bliss is reaching the highest spiritual state of being. Nihas, again, anointment. When you're anointed, you and God become familiar. Hence, know thyself. They call it discovering yourself, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. I keep telling you, what you call something, don't change what it is. All right? In the Indian conception, bliss is when you reach God consciousness. Again, my phrase is God consciousness. Why? Your conscious is aware of who and what it is. That's the beautiful place you need to be. That's right thinking. I'm trying to get you to be there on your own. I know how to get there. I got the directions. Trust me. I got the instructions. All you got to do is follow them. I'm giving them to you. Calm down. All right. It was said Jesus reached that state of blissness again. When you and God become familiar with one another, you want to share it with the world. I've been teaching this concept ever since it hit me. I'm just saying, and I ain't got to be nailed to the cross and die for no. I'm just giving you the instructions on how you can find God within yourself. Start with your heart. Yeah, I got it in me. It ain't going away. All right, I have an ego also. When you become blissed out, you're a witness to God's grace. That's the beauty. Now you become a warrior. I'm a soldier. I hate a woman. I never forget when I first came to Mason. I seen a little old lady. I'm a soldier in the army. And didn't, now I get it. See, sometimes it takes a little while for you to, to get the message. I get it, 'cause I'm a soldier. That's the best part about it. When you know, you don't tell. If you tell, it's because you don't know. You figure that one out too in the long run. All right, here you go. We call it nihas, but it's the same thing. Samadhi. You know God for yourself. My goal is to get you to do just that. Don't believe I'm telling you about God. My experience about God don't do you no good. But I can tell you the things you need to do so that you can have your own experience with God, and that's what right thinking is all about. In all religions, reaching that state to make it into God's kingdom, to reach whatever you want, however y'all dress it up, it's still the same thing. Again, what you call it don't make a difference. It's an afterlife. We don't believe in afterlife, but you believe in heaven and hell. What you think that is? All right, here you go. Sorry about that. You know how I do. This one is, when you become spiritually enlightened, you are blissed out. Of course, you don't know it. Don't mean that's not what it is. I'm just giving you a definition for what you're going through. I understand. I experienced it myself, so I can define it. I know without a doubt what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about God. All right. The feeling and knowledge of God being in you is bliss. The awakening. It's that feeling. You can't buy it. You can't sell it. You can't steal it. You can only earn it. Experience it for yourself. My goal is to get you to do just that. Knowing thyself is knowing God. And you are one with that. That's being blissed. That's knowing. Oh, man. It's the best feeling in the world. Some people, some people call it the Holy Ghost. You can call it what you want, but when you have it, it's a beautiful thing, ain't it? And for those who, whatever you call it, the experience, it's all the same thing, okay? I am blissed out when I'm praying, meditating, that state of mind, I love being there because it's all about me and my creator. And that's the best place to be. I used to be wondering, man, I ain't got no friends, man. Nobody want to talk to me. I go to my other place and be blissed out. All right. Communicating with God puts you in that blissful state of being. Praying is asking. Meditating is communing and listening. I still myself. Why? Because I do a lot of listening. When him and I are conversing, I'm doing the listening. I'm conscious of God in me. So I'm always in that blissful state of being. All I have to do is learn how to maintain it through my situations in everyday life that I got to deal with. Then I become the sage that I want to be. Why? Because I'm in control, even how I conduct myself all the time. All right. Last one. I'm about to wrap it up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Part 2 from being blissed out. That feeling, only those who experience it know it. That's the power. I hear people, and I don't have a problem with that, claiming to know God, claiming to believe in God, all that, but not knowing where He is, don't say much. So I'm just saying. All right, I listen to people explain to me their relationship with God. I listen, but what I'm not hearing is your clear, conscious understanding of who and where He is in you. He's everywhere. He's on. Come on, don't do that. Have understanding, please. Get knowledge and understanding. It's a concept that if you understood it, it makes a lot of sense. If you don't, you just spitting out words and saying stuff that you heard somebody else say and you don't know for yourself. So I can tell them what it is they're feeling because I know. If you can tell me what you spent, I can tell you what it is. Why? Because I have knowledge of it. I know it. That's why. It was said, those who don't know, say. Those who know, don't say. I'm telling you because I do know and I can say why. Because it's about you understanding what and when to say when you need to say it. Last one. I don't or won't say, but I do know. Do you? That's being blissed out. Are you? Thank you. I'll be back.